The 1960s were transformative years for both Marvel and DC. The Silver Age of comics saw so many new heroes and updated versions of old ones, with so many great writers and artists, clearly known today as legends. Starting with this video, I'm going to look back at the 1960s, the decade where I became a comic book reader and collector. Get ready for a retro journey, starting with a dive into the 10 best Marvel comic book covers of the 1960s. Stay tuned for the video.
Anachronic.
Hi comic book fans, I'm Joe and welcome to Anachronic Comics. I have some cool ideas for this series on what I believe was perhaps the most significant decade in comic book history. Many people think of me primarily as a DC fan. True enough today. But in the 1960s, I was more of a Marvel fan. I was a member of the Merry Marvel Marching Society. I had my name published in a Marvel comic book. And I have a healthy number of early issues of Fantastic Four, Avengers, X-Men, Spider-Man, and a lot of other comics that I bought back then off the rack for cover price. So, as a kid with limited funds, the covers were what drew me to buying a comic book. Looking at the great Marvel artists of that decade, such as Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko, among others, I could easily put together my top 50 comic book covers for that decade. However, I am limiting it to 10. And difficult as it might be to limit it to 10, I'm going to do the impossible and list them for you in ascending order from number 10 to number 1. For number 10, I selected the Uncanny X-Men number 58 by Neal Adams with a cover date of July 1969. Neal Adams brought a new level of realism and drama to comic book art, and his cover for X-Men number 58 is a prime example. It features the introduction of Havoc in a striking pose that captures the energy of the character and the era. The cover is instantly striking, primarily featuring the debut of Havoc, whose plasma blast is rendered with an intense burst of orange and yellow against a dramatic background engulfing the other X-Men. Adams' detailed, energetic pencils inject a level of sophistication that stood apart from much of the late Silver Age art at Marvel. It revitalized a struggling title. The cover is an unforgettable and iconic visual moment in X-Men history. For number 9, I selected Captain America number 115 by Marie Severin with a cover date of July 1969. Marie Severin uses a powerful, mind-bending visual to instantly communicate the story's dramatic conflict. Abandoning a simple fight scene, Severin depicts a tiny, helpless Captain America trapped inside a transparent cosmic cube, a potent symbol of his arch-nemesis, the Red Skull, whose looming, grotesque face dominates the background. This composition masterfully establishes the Red Skull's total psychological and physical dominance, portraying Cap not merely beaten, but subjected to an absolute reality-warping torment, which is far more terrifying and intriguing than a typical fistfight. The contrast between Cap's vulnerability and the villain's triumphant, almost surreal power makes for an immediate, unsettling visual hook that pulls the reader into a nightmare within. For number 8, I selected Daredevil number 53 from June 1969. Gene Colan's cover for Daredevil number 53 is a standout for its action-packed design that harks back to the Golden Age crime covers, where Daredevil balancing on a giant scale. Pretty cool, huh? It provides a powerful, symbolic representation of the hero's defining dilemma, perfectly setting up an issue that retells his origin. The central image is a magnificent figure of the red-suited Daredevil, the hero he became, holding the scales of justice. In a brilliant visual metaphor, the scales weigh the forces of his past. The left pan contains a diminutive version of Daredevil in his original yellow and black costume. I guess it represented his early reckless vow of vengeance. And this easily is outweighed by the right pan, containing two menacing gun-wielding thugs. Now, this striking composition dramatically contrasts the cost of Matt Murdock's quest for justice, represented by the violence and loss of his old life, against the impartial ideal of the law that the adult, new Daredevil represents, making it one of the most intellectually compelling covers of Colan's legendary run. For number 7, I selected Avengers number 4 by Jack Kirby, cover dated March 1964. The cover of Avengers number 4 is a landmark achievement because it uses powerful visual drama to announce one of the most significant moments in Marvel Comics history. That is, the sensational return of Captain America. This issue marks the first appearance of Captain America in the Silver Age of comics. The dynamic composition centers on the Sentinel of Liberty leaping forward ahead of the Avengers, portraying an act of sheer primal strength that perfectly embodies the character's legendary status as, quote, the man out of time. The surrounding Avengers, Thor, Iron Man, Giant Man, and Wasp, are drawn with signature Kirby dynamism and exaggerated reactions, instantly validating Captain America's importance to the fledgling team, effectively ensuring his immediate and permanent place as a core member of Earth's mightiest heroes. For number 6, I have The Amazing Spider-Man number 50 by John Romita Sr., cover date July 1967. A John Romita Sr. masterpiece known simply as the Spider-Man No More cover. Its enduring artistic power lies in its simple elegance and instantly symbolic composition. The image of Peter Parker walking away is pure visual shorthand for a personal crisis. It's a poignant image that reflects the character's inner turmoil and the weight of his responsibilities. Romita gives us a masterclass in using body language and iconography to convey a complex emotional narrative. Romita's cleaner, more classical line of work than that of Steve Ditko brought a new, sleek sophistication to the book, helping to solidify Spider-Man as Marvel's flagship character. For number 5, Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. number 7, with a cover date of December 1968 by Jim Steranko. This cover is the epitome of psychedelic and surrealist influence on comics. Steranko uses a startling Dali-esque composition, placing Fury in an impossible, mind-bending environment where reality is fractured. The design features a dramatic, forced perspective, close-up, that distorts the world around the central figure, suggesting a world of espionage where nothing is as it seems. It shows how comic book covers could evoke the counterculture aesthetic of the late 1960s, using the art to suggest a story that was cerebral and trippy rather than simply physical. For number 4, I selected Fantastic Four number 49 with a cover date of April 1966, cover by Jack Kirby. The cover, announcing the coming of Galactus, is a masterpiece of cosmic scale and high drama. Kirby's introduction of the Silver Surfer and Galactus transformed superhero comics from terrestrial battles to cosmic mythology. The composition is dominated by the colossal, awe-inspiring head of Galactus looming over the heroes, creating a breathtaking contrast between humanity's vulnerability and divine power. It defined the look of Marvel's cosmic genre, establishing a sense of unlimited spectacle and a visual language for the infinite. For number 3, I selected Incredible Hulk Annual number 1 from 1968 by Jim Steranko, and A Nice Hulk Face by Marie Severin. This Jim Steranko cover is most impactful for its classical composition, reimagined for a modern monster. It features the Hulk in a pose directly echoing the mythological Atlas, but instead of holding the world, he is supporting a massive crumbling Hulk title logo. This brilliant piece of self-referential design merges the character's core tragedy, his burden, with the actual logo of the book itself. The raw power of the pose and the heavy, cracked lettering establish a look of monolithic struggle that has been repeatedly homaged throughout comic history. Cover art, pencils, inks, colors, and letters by Steranko. Marie Severin redrew the Hulk's face. Jim Steranko explained that he had drawn the Hulk's head beaded with sweat and bulging veins. But he was told by Stan Lee that his version was too fierce and had Marie Severin redraw it. He also said that he calls the Marie Severin version the Teddy Bear Hulk. For number 2, Silver Surfer number 4 from 1969. John Buscema's cover is a pinnacle of heroic high art composition, depicting the epic clash between the Silver Surfer and Thor. It uses powerful, flowing lines and dramatic lighting to create an image of classical grandeur. The figures are rendered with a powerful anatomy and a mythological quality that elevates the superhero slugfest to the level of fine art, defining the look of Buscema's beautiful, powerful work at Marvel. And my favorite, Marvel cover of the 1960s is, yes, The Amazing Spider-Man number 33 from 1966 by Steve Ditko. Referred to as the final chapter cover, its artistic impact lies in its claustrophobic tension and expression of psychological burden. Ditko rejects the typical wide-angle hero shot for a terrifying low-angle close-up. Spider-Man is crushed under a massive, impossible weight of machinery and rising water, directly mirroring Peter Parker's emotional desperation in the story. The cover established this theme of heroic struggle and grit, a testament to will over power, becoming the definitive visual metaphor for Spider-Man, his character, and his enduring appeal. These covers are more than just ink on paper. They offer a glimpse into the narrative core of the story and genius of the artists that conceived them. Representing a period of unparalleled creativity in comic book art, they cemented its place within American pop culture. These are my favorites, and you may disagree with the list. However, whichever Silver Age Marvel covers are on your list, these covers stand as prime examples of their artistic brilliance. The 1960s marked not only the Silver Age of comics, but also the golden age of visual storytelling. So let me know in the comments which 1960s Marvel covers would be on your list. Hope you enjoyed this first foray into the 1960s. And if so, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching, be well, and I'll see you soon.